Is this thing running? Okay. Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Let me do a very quick sound check, and then we are going to get going, alright? Alright, everything looks normal. Okay. Sorry if if you're a little under the weather. I have been for the past few weeks or so, but hopefully that won't get in the way too much. The students roll into class for Saturday morning session, each and everyone sporting the tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, and then the time is our own. Muto lurches in the classroom with his tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy the late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior from him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can be partly attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. It's probably doing some student council work for the festival. Sorry, my throat hurts if I'm gonna speak too loud, so I'm just gonna put it a lot closer to me. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as is, or if she's making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha, I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. It's a visual novel. I can afford to, have the mic partly obscuring my keyboard. Not obscuring, physically blocking the keyboard. It's just, I don't want to wear out my voice too much. And I've noticed if I speak in a more natural tone, I might be a little too quiet. This is more of my natural tone, but really this might be a little too quiet for y'all to hear. So I have to speak a little bit louder like this, and that can kind of hurt my voice. But I won't do that today. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what is going on, I wait silently. So, tell me, how are things? Things? I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle in now, so how are things? Fine, I guess. I see, and how's your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Muto's face. Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I guess. I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't really been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was just trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Right, wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I like Muto. In hindsight, I think I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. I like Muto. Well, then I don't. I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have said that to me before. For instance, I consider replying to this. I think we already have seen this dialogue, haven't we? For instance, I consider replying to this, but that something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother. Their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto does not even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. Hold on. The class returns to Neil's silence that Muto and I left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly takes the remaining class time away until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. This visual novel is thirsty business. Let me lower the... Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. The class size is 1, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to their last-minute festival preparations. There's a plane flying overhead. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the question so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako's the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird Lily comes all the way out to our classroom to pick her up. I guess that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. It's none of my business, and I don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither of us try to strike up a conversation about that, or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the next pages of my notebook. Hanako just turns the pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper when I was just about to finish a paragraph. The sound of my irritated sigh and the subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood of the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako. Her name is all it takes for Hanako to jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles into the classroom again, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk, dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. I'm a fast reader too. Hey, makes two of us. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? First of all, I assume, it'd be quite out of the ordinary going by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right, I think Lily mentioned something about going into town today before Rin bumped into us. Thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional people wandering around enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of school, at least do something other than sit here. Giving in to one of my worst vices, procrastination, I decide that history is a subject best studied on a Sunday, or a Monday, or on any day other than this one. Ah, procrastination. You and me both, Hisao, you and me both. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. Oh, lordy. He doesn't strike me as enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person. He doesn't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person, really. I guess I'll catch up with him later. Changing tacks. I briefly entertained the idea of talking with Hanako, but by the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. There's got to be something to do that can kill the time. Oh ho ho! An option! Oh, is this a split between hold on. This is the split between. Yes, I had a feeling. This is a split between Hanako and Lily. Okay. Oh, okay. What should I do? Apparently Lily's like the fan favorite. Oh, what do I want to do? Well, I said I was going for the Hanako route, so that is what I will be doing. Oh, hello! New person. Hello. Go to the library. Go for the walk around town. Yeah, let's go. The library seems... Go to the library, simp. Alter! How's it going? Yes, Alter! Hey, what's up? Man... Sorry. The library seems a good place as any to go. Hanako looked as if she was taken pretty off guard by Lily leaving, so she might want someone to talk to. Alter, you have not seen, but Hanako is, yeah, Hanako is who I'm considering going for this route, and Hanako's at the library, so... Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I make my way out of the classroom. I walk down the hallway to the library, past a multitude of closed doors. Though each one of the sound of furious rehearsal can be heard, rock music blares out of one door almost as loud as a concert. I guess it's one of the advantages of a private school. There are actually enough rooms to go around at a time like this. And when I think about it, the grounds and the buildings of the school are kept in pretty good condition. That can't be too cheap. I've heard that this place has pretty serious benefactors. The walls of the library only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but they're the only sounds to be heard. Not bad, just got off to work and saw you were live, so I dropped in to say hi and lurk. Well, hey, it's great to have more people here, you know? Alter, you should watch the rest of my Katawa Shoujo videos. Wink, 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 wink. I'm not capable of winking with this avatar. Well, actually, that's not true. Apparently, there is a setting that lets you wink and stuff. But, apparently that, like, fucks with computer power, energy, something like that. I don't know. There's a pretty good reason why I didn't turn it on. I do not remember why I don't do it at this point. But I'm not going to. No. Damn it. Well, it was worth a try. The walls of the library only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but they're the only sounds to be heard. Not a soul stirs here, with everyone apparently enjoying the weather outside or working on festival events. Yuko isn't here either. Maybe she doesn't work on Saturdays. I quietly walk through the library. Now fairly familiar with its layout, I head to the back where Hanako's private little corner is. I run my hand along the spines of the book on the way books on the way through, feeling the individual texture of each as I glance across the titles. I used to do this all the time at the library hospital. Some things never change, I guess. Like the smell of the library. No matter how much care you take, the paper in the books is always going to degrade with time. Yeah, probably. No matter which library you go into anywhere in the world, it must have that same musty smell. I find something that looks light enough to read without any major thought involved, then look for Hanako in the reading area. Hanako, aww. Once again, she is sitting on a beanbag with her back to a bookshelf. Reading the same book she'd had in the classroom, she's slowly making her way through the pages. Unlike the last, I thought that was like Hisao's heartbeat. Unlike the last time I saw her here, I quietly take a seat in the beanbag. The noise is enough to catch her attention, but not startle her. This delicate routine that must be followed each and every time I try to talk to her almost feels like hunting game. Aw, she's so adorable. Is that the same book as before? Yes, I'm almost finished. Cool. I wonder if I should... You mind if I borrow it when you're finished? My mouth is faster than my mind, it seems. Sure, you may not like it, but I'm sure it can't be that bad. After all, you've stuck with it, haven't you? I guess. Aww. I settled into my beanbag and set about reading my own book that had been buried in my bag. It's a light novel about pirates. To be honest, I'm barely skimming over the words, having chosen the book merely because it belongs to a different genre than I usually read. Fine. Is that One Piece? Wait, One Piece is a manga, not a light novel. I don't know, whatever. I know that Katawa Shoujo references like a bunch of stuff, but... Anyways, finding it hard to muster enough enthusiasm to finish the book, and noting that I've inadvertently distracted Hanako quite a bit, I decided to try and make conversation. So, I see Lily left without you. Aww. She nods before taking her eyes off her book. She must have been really into it after all. Lily said she had to go and meet someone. Oh. Akira, her sister. Sister? I haven't heard her talk about her family. She and Akira used to live together. I thought all students lived in the dorms. I mean, we don't have to. But it's easier, right? I mean, there's food here and you're close to school. I don't think I've ever been to class on time so often in my life. Her badly hidden smile proves quite rewarding. Oh, that is adorable! In the back of my mind, I know I have a bit of homework to catch up on, but it's quite comfortable in here. No one can find me and force me into working for their pet project either. But now that I'm thinking about the festival, another question comes up. Hey Hanako, what are you doing for the festival? For a split second, I think Hanako is about to throw her book in the air from shock. Sorry? I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned? I don't know. Oh no. Hanako answers in the way that people do when they usually don't want to ask any more questions. I take it large crowd and loud music aren't really her thing. Okay. See, I like large crowds, but loud music just hurts my ears. So I get half of that. Change the subject. So, what's the Lily's sister like? She's nice. She's pretty like Lily, but she dresses business-like. You are so adorable, Hanako. Business-like? She's always wearing a suit. I see. That makes her less pretty. Hanako, Hanako. Hisa, what the hell are you talking about? Hanako gives an embarrassed shake of her head. No, just different. Admit, this has got me intrigued. To see Hanako talk about someone other than Lily is a first, and to be complimentary about it too. But as I try to picture this imaginary sister of hers, all I can think of is Lily in a suit, and I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all. See, now I'm imagining. Okay, you know Fate, right? You know the Fate series. Yeah, it's like Lily. Isn't Saber Lily a character? Lily is Saber, and Akira is Saber, but in the Fate Zero, from Fate Zero, because you know how like Saber has like a suit in Fate Zero, right? As like her civilian outfit. Ah, that was good. Good water. Well, one day you'll have to introduce me to her. Okay. A brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and we both return to our novels. Sorry. Yeah, as I said, I'm a bit under the weather. The passage of time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. Slowly, the noises from the various rehearsals in the building fade out and die as students start to get hungry and tired. Just thinking about that makes my stomach start to turn knots around itself. I think it's time I head back. Time to head back. Do you think Lily would be back by now? I think I might head back to my dorm. I'm pretty tired from this week. Not a word is that a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I feel myself nodding off as I read my book. Okay, I might stay here a little longer. Oh, cute. Looking at Hanako's book, I see she is only a few pages away from completing it. For a moment, I consider hanging around her until she finishes, but once again, my stomach turns, emitting a gurgling sound. Sure thing. Well, I'm going to head off before it gets dark. I'll see you around, okay? Okay. See you, Hisao. Later. Hisao? Hmm? Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, this was worth it! Let's fucking go! Woo! I can see how hard it was to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. It leaves me hanging for a moment. This is why Donderies are peak, I tell you. Peak. Donderies are peak. This is what makes it worth it. Yeah, this is what makes him great. Let's go. By the way, time to shill my other channel, Behind the Canvas. If you have not seen my video on Donderies, what the hell are you even doing? Huh? Wink, wink, wink. So, there's someone in the school who's even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. I have been lacking in company for this first week, but I've still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is a wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? I realized I've been standing there far too long without answering it. Pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. I would exaggerate the smile on purpose. Cause like, yeah, a flawless smile is great and all, but sometimes you gotta purposefully inject yourself with a bit of awkwardness and cringiness. That makes it extra charming, you know? You're welcome. Good night, Good night, Hanako. Night. Aww. I leave her to finish my book and head back to the dorms and the promise of food. Hell yeah! Well, we're officially on Hanako's route, aren't we? The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low-quality food. Ooh, yummy! I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room, or possibly something like the fort, complete with a no girls allowed sign. And with the girls crossed out and buddy crudely scrawled, nobody allowed inside. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any sign, I again hear the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was gonna ask what you're going to do today. Half the school's out there already. Out where? Why? What? What? Is today something special? Where are they? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me, has the invasion begun? Suddenly looks more alarmed. No, what day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I had my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. Someone may... You know, there's an interesting theory that Kenji has schizophrenia. It's a festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's today? Damn it. Can't believe I forgot how my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is gonna be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is gonna be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing! Gasp! That's terrible. Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's gonna be loud as hell, and I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. Alright, Harry Potter. I can't believe this, so that's what today's was. Damn, I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself. It's down here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least, I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. I'm sorry, I thought you knew. I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather is even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though. So there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji grows and covers his face with his hands. No. I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it. That has to be a joke. What the hell is that I smell downstairs? That has to be a joke, but he said it with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You could help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and check out the attractions. Your class project seemed really cool, and I gave you a hand with it, so I want to see at least that one in the chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I feel in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. What the fuck is bro going on about? As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically. I can see farther than any man before me has seen. I strongly doubt that. Kenji looks stokely into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind is a dark one unless a threat of women is stifled. They are everywhere. Jesus. Fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he's trying to start a fire, and slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm gonna have to find a place to hide in a safe haven, and to knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I had the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay? Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a slow creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. Nothing. He's just being schizo as usual. Didn't Amy stop you from eating the festival stuff? After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki from a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. Oh, no! I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing and it didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, watching these people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing time as I eat. Little children, accompanied by parents and grandparents, scamper around in the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized, colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards the elderly. Something I'd also noticed when I was walking around town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those who lived here their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes away to explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I minded one bit. I like how calm Yamaku and the surroundings are. Heat, though. Heat is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting now that the hottest part of the day is here. I better get moving if I... Gah! Sound of the carillon bells takes me completely by surprise as I stand up. A reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bells, and its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of their younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay little heed. Nevertheless, the address finally ends. All are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, then get back to business. Slipping a hand into my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tried and trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's a school courtyard and surroundings. Yeah, that's generally a good, decent rule of thumb. Throwing the used plate into a trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue patterned border and red text. Lily's stall is a good place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going after all. For all the work she and her class have been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as the other stalls with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As a student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seems exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears under the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Yeah. That was quite a strange sneeze. I have not sneezed like that before. Normally, my sneezes are a lot louder. Steam seems to be rising everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them. I'm sorry. Talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears there has been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask for the spare change boxes. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that. We're having a few problems. What would you like? It takes me a second to remember what I've come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side, to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup? Ah, is that Hisao? Aww. She's so cute. I guess all of them are. Yep. Dang, really is pretty. Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. I'm trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed. Wouldn't serving small portions cover over the problem? Seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either. Glance behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be about over 8. I take it that's why your teacher left. That's right, she's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help. Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backward to see an elderly couple taking a place in the line. I guess I'd better stop loitering around and start chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Soup. Oh right, coming right up. Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coin in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over correct change, she puts it over into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks. I guess I'll come to drop off the bowl. Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako? Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment. It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done, then? Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako, too. Thank you, Hisao. Yummy! I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully craning the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it should be, perhaps, but the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as the others. It can't be really helped, considering I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but still weighs heavily on my mind. That, and the fact that a few students don't seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Hold on. Sorry. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave it for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission has paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them being quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Lily doesn't look impressed at all, and I can't really blame her. On top of her issue with her stall, she seems to be worried about Hanako. I can't really help her with the former, so I guess the only way I could help is by trying to take her mind off her shy, mutual friend. Placing the bowl back on the counter, I call out to Lily. Hey Lily, don't worry about Hanako. I'll go find her and hang out with her, okay? I can see Lily's relief plainly written across her face. Thanks, Isao. If you see anyone from my class, can you tell them to come back here, please? Will do. Have a good one. Make sure you take a break, okay? I will if I can. See you later, Isao. Kenji! Start working! I mean, I know he's not heading back there, but still. Kenji, you laze! I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way, I feel bad for leaving her with the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think she is enjoying herself. The halls are packed with swaying crowds, meandering throughout the festival. There's one thing I know about Hanako, is that she's not going to be anywhere near this. And with the students showing their friends and family their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. Thankfully, this crowd seems to be slightly less festive than your usual festival crowd. I assume this is out of consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses, it doesn't take long for them to thin down into nothingness. This is not surprising since I am standing before the library. Even the most eager students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. Why not? As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise, and soon I am in the reading area at the rear of the room. Behind one of the partition desks, I see the top of a head with straight, black hair catching my eye. Hey, Hanako. I had a feeling I'd find you here. The head jumps a little in shock before slowly peeking over the partition. Aww. Hisao. Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you. Oh, do you want to sit down? Actually, I'm feeling a little hungry. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands? I brought some food, so I shouldn't be surprised, but it was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today, it was a long shot. How about we eat in the tea room? I passed by it on the way here, and no one was around. You can make some food there, it'll be a little more comfortable. What do you say? Sure, let's go. Hanako closes her book and puts it away with deliberate, practiced movements. Good to go? Yeah. We walk side by side from the library to the tea room. As expected, there's barely a soul around. If it weren't for the murmurs through the walls, you wouldn't tell that there's a huge festival going on outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on just the floor ahead of her. Every now and then, she seems to break her pace a little and steps in slightly shorter paces. The first time it happened, I gave it no mind, but I soon noticed that she does it on a regular basis. Huh? Are you alright? She stops dead in her tracks. What? I don't know, looks like you're tripping or something. A pink blush rises into her cheeks as her gaze returns to the floor. It's nothing. You know, when you say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second, I don't think she's going to answer. Prepared to leave it be, I almost set off walking again when... It's a game. Game? Do you see that floor here? What a bizarre question. The floor looks like any other floor, covered in those tiles made up of squares of linoleum. Nothing noteworthy. Well, yes, what about it? Sometimes when there's no one around, I only step on the darker ones. Oh, yeah, I do that sometimes too. That's fun. It's not really a game, consciously, it's just kind of something you kind of randomly decide to do if you're really bored. I used to do that a bit more when I was younger. I don't really do it anymore. I don't know why. Why did I stop doing that? Hanako's voice trails off as her explanation continues until I could barely hear her voice over the roaring silence of the empty hall. Darker ones. Shuffling her feet, Hanako points the toe of her shoe at a tile that is barely a shade darker than the others. Like these ones. Oh right, so these ones are no good. I point out a nearby tile. Yeah, something like that. Oh, I see. Do you play this game a lot? Hanako shakes her head. Just when the halls are empty. She nods. Aww. Oh, she's adorable. Well then, no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. She nods again, this time with a little more enthusiasm. Well then, let's go. We set off down the hall, and this time I notice Hanako is paying a little less attention to the floor. I wonder, how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like that? I was never lonely when I did that. I just did it because I felt like it. But yeah, again, I don't do that anymore. I wonder why. Why did I stop? Before I realize what I'm doing, I find myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. What did I tell you, Isa? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? The noise festival is slightly louder inside the tea room, but the breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. I sometimes forget how clean the air is compared to back home. Would you like some tea? That'll be great, thanks. It occurs to me that this is the first time I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. Turning from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do this a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. It's like she's calm. Eventually, she places a small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of the brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second, I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now. I don't know what you mean. Well, there are quite a few people out there, but in here it's like another world. You can pretend that there's no one around for miles. See, normally maybe it's because I'm more outgoing, but normally I really like that, but I wouldn't be able to, like, avoid jumping into a crowd on festival day. Normally, I actually really like spaces like that, you know? Yeah, it's just like a tranquil room. There's no one around. But that usually feels the best when the outside is equally tranquil. On a festival day, I think I'd be too busy in the festival. But then again, if it's with a cute girl like Hanako, maybe I wouldn't care about the festival so much. I don't know. What the fuck am I saying? You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. And because of that, you can forget about the outside. Places like that are awesome. It feels so, like, chill, you know? You can just stand there. It's, like, empty and tranquil, you know? You get what I'm saying? It's just so... I don't know how to describe it. It's just so, I don't know how to describe it. That'll be appealing in some cases. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in this school. But then again, I haven't seen a single person talk to Hanako besides Lily. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you could forget its existence would hold a special appeal. That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom. Yeah. Say, do you play chess? Chess, I've played it a bit, I guess. I take it you've played before. A little. Oh, she's so adorable. Without saying anything more, Hanako moves to one of the cupboards and digs at a small chess set. Do you want... Sure, why not? I cut her off, but she doesn't seem to mind it. God damn it. Oh, it's like a light in her eyes. Like she looks excited. Oh. We arrange the pieces and before long we are setting down pawns, charging to their inevitable fates. I take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences. Nostalgia for the game taking second place to the matters at hand. For time, that is a game that is a lengthy battle of attrition. For time, a game is a lengthy battle of attrition, but I spot an opening and tear a line in her defense. A few moves later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. Checkmate. Ooh, nice. You're not bad at this, are you? An honest appraisal. Her technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to exploit her lack of prediction. I look up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn for its age. I guess not. Oh, cute. Does Lily play? The absence of Hanako's answer causes me to think about my question. A bit. It's the first time I played against someone other than her, or... She cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in the air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaku, maybe. Well then, I'm honored to have played against you. Can we play again? Oh yeah, hell yeah. She asks as you're asking me to cut off my own hand. The spirit of competition's gotten into her. Sure, don't expect me to go easy on you this time. Not that it was before mine. She seems to appreciate the competitive tone. Same here. Oh. As we're setting up the pieces, there's a noise at the door. Good afternoon. Lily! Oh, hey there, Lily. Are you finished? You both are here. Wonderful. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. Have you been here since you left? Pretty much. We were just playing a bit of chess. Would you like a cup of tea? I kind of want tea myself now, but it's 5. Should I really be having caffeine at this hour? I guess there's decaffeinated, but I want like the Earl Grey, and I don't have any decaffeinated versions of those, so... Actually, I think it may be a good idea to go outside for a little while. The instant drop in Hanako's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strangely compelled to voice what is plainly in view on her face, but Lily can't see. I kind of think we should just stay here. Really, it's so crowded in here that I was thinking we should leave the school and head for the local tea house. You mean the Shanghai? Of course, with everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty. Tea house? Oh, that's right. Oh, I was like, oh, Hisao, you haven't visited there yet in this route. Oh, that's right, you probably don't know of it. There's a tea house not far from here, which we go every so often. Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Oh, that's so cute. Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but at least she seems less distraught than before. If it's the Shanghai, I think it'll be nice. Well then, it's settled. Let's be on our way. Aww. Hanako and I rise from the table and our preempted chess game. Before I could do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please, lead on. Aww. Aw, these two. Hanako moves to Lily's side and we venture onto the school's corridors. The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors and we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise from the crowd has faded to a murmur. Strange, I thought most people would be beginning to leave by now. Probably here to view the fireworks. Fireworks? Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. A lot of people come from town just to watch them. Lily's decision to leave the school grounds seems to make sense now. Hanako would have a hard time with the whole town descending onto the school. Or ascending, as the case may be. For the second time since arriving at Yamaku, I find myself walking down this road with Lily. Only now, I could barely hear the incessant noises of the festival until I realized how loud it was. I hear my ears ringing slightly in the still evening air as they recover from the day's assault on them. Hanako clings to Lily, but still manages to guide her along the road. That, and avoiding the occasional gaze from curious pedestrians, appears to completely sap her constitution. She rarely raises her focus from the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prim and proper persona just as she does in school. It's obvious she purposely puts effort into her appearance rather than hiding it as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in their way of holding themselves outside of Yamaku's grounds. That said, it's obvious both of their cases that they do visibly change. Inside Yamaku, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. Once we venture at the school gate, we are returned to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniforms. It's like a sign hanging around your neck, challenging people to figure out what is wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many students keep it on. Then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees this as a stigma. Maybe you get used to it after a time, like any other school uniform. Tea seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. It seems like the place you'd go walk by without a thought, just another generic cafe in the sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without ever knowing that it existed. Inside the tea house, it takes a more traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of timber from the counter and benches to the high-backed booths around the walls. But the most striking feature of the room is the lack of life. I think I could fairly hear some bubbling in the background, but otherwise, the room is silent. Without any direction, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "please wait to be seated" sign. Is this place closed or something? The sound of a chair falling over echoes throughout the empty room, and a head shoots up from inside a booth. I wasn't asleep, and welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko, dressed in a pastel onion and clutching a menu, rushes to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps to my mind. You work here now. What happened to the library? What? Lily, Hisao? Welcome to the Shanghai. Uh-oh. Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. Ugh, my glasses! As they pick up her spectacle offers the floor, Lily offers an explanation. Yuko works here part-time as well as the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here. Yuko takes the glasses away from my hands, shakily putting them back on. Yes, that's right, thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one else here, so you can choose your table and order whatever you like, but there may be a delay as I will have to make it myself. That's alright, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine. Ooh, tasty. Right, I'll get onto that. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us still standing at the entrance. She swings the swinging half doors open before realizing she hasn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please sit wherever you like. I'll be right back. Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-back booths totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All the furnishings, from the cushions and on the benches to the condiment holders, look dated but aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type that would go to the lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament. So, Hisao, I know you play chess. Well, not very well, but I do know how to play. I suppose the obvious question now would be, who won? Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I really don't want to look like I'm lording over my victory over Hanako. Yeah! Oh, that is an awkward... Hisao did. Yes, but not by much. Damn. Saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible. I know! I get that. Well done, Hisao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at. Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again. I kinda want to play chess now. Yes, it did. Hanako fidgets with her hair a little and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but it's still kinda cute in that Hanako way. It throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into the conversation. We have like the three most awkward characters here in the cast right here. That's... Are you alright there, Yuko? Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands, as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Oh! Uh-oh. That's actually really funny. I like that effect. Sadly, this doesn't prove all that effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking a great care, Yuko sets the tray down on the table with only the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done. Thank you, Yuko. Yuko's head rockets down bowedly in her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome. Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may. Ah, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helping with Braille. Ah, yes. We didn't get the chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits down next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it is broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be in the library tomorrow afternoon if you'd like to try again. That sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after classes. Lily... Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow's Monday. How could I have forgotten? I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop here. Then again, that's to be expected. I've been here for barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule. Well, perhaps we could come to some other arrangement. Will you be in the library later this week? Maybe, but this is already overdue. And there's some things I need. This might be a problem. Lily ponders a second before discovering the answer. I wonder if we might be able to enlist the help of another if need be. To what? You asked me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea of what is going on really isn't really my thing. And here I thought I'd finally escape the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me. Oh, of course. The other day, I was helping Yuko sort the new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoons. It's quieter on that day than on weekends. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it. Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you'd like me to go shopping with Hanako. Yo! Okay. Correct. You were a great help to me the other day. I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think? If you wouldn't mind. Aww. I love this sprite. Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea. Okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea? Oh, she's so fancy. Oh, she's a proper lady. I like that. Now that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by all this time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you. Yuko reached out with shaking hands, but I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids. It's alright, I've got it. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. Whoa! Fireworks! As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, a loud rumble can be heard, along with a flash of light from outside. I take it the show's... Oh no, we're about to miss it! Uh-oh! I take it the show started. Only now, looking outside, I realize dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparkling tracers arc upward, ready to explode in the floral shape of fireworks. Let's go watch! Oh, sorry, Lily. Please don't miss a show on my account. From what I've heard, this is the bad location to watch them from. Whoa! Whoa, CG! And it's animated too, sort of. With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. Aw, poor Lily. The strobe of colored lights play across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces, and for a second, I forget to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. Oh, cute! I think that's why school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. Show's over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive even for the most well-funded schools. Before we return to our tea and sandwiches, Hanako returns to me. Thanks for today. And tomorrow. That's okay. I don't think I could have faced those crowds either. Days like this, it's more relaxing to spend time away from everyone, don't you think? Yeah. Cute. Anyway, we've been delaying this tea for far too long now. Let's get back. She's blushing! I mean, we've seen this sprite a few times before, but still, we get to see it up close. Sure. We return to our booths and our light meal. That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's, at least. Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year. I'm afraid, however, during this time, the tea has gone cold. Oh no, let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. Take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. This tea isn't too bad cool anyway. It's like an iced tea. Really? Yes, I could add a bit more sugar. A bit of sugar would be kind of nice. Are you sure? Positive. Why don't you sit down and we'll finish this together? Why did you add ice to at that point? Like, at this point, you may as well. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. That's valid. Curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves into the cool liquid. She stirs it up before upturning the cup and drinking the contents, sugar and all, into a single mouthful. You're right, that's not bad at all. Good. I look back at Lily and Hanako, both of who have finished their meal, as I witness Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. Well then, seems we're all finished. Should we head back now, or do we want seconds? Yuko's expression shows that this is clearly not a good idea. I think it would be best if we got back soon. Do we have to get back before curfew, after all? Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. We make our way out of the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to leave us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Outside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid I really must be going. Today's been a long day. That's right. Lily spent all of today on her feet, and I can imagine that walking outside of school will be pretty tiring for her. I feel a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Ah, that's a good point. Sure thing. Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Hisao. Good night. Aww. I mean, you know what? Between the Rin and... Yeah, I mean, you got the Rin and Amy. You got Rin and Amy on one hand, and you got Lily and Hanako. They bring completely different energy, but you know... I mean, there's a reason this game is so popular. It's, they're both charming in their own way. And I know that Misha and Shizune are probably too. But we'll have to see them a bit more. From what I've seen, they're already pretty awesome. What? Oh, I want to play this game faster, but my throat... It doesn't hurt that much, but still. The girls turn to their dorm, and I to mine. Actually, now that I consider it, today tired me out as well. What? Whoa! Whoa, what's going on? Oh! Whoa! Oh, we're getting an anime scene. Hanako! Hisao! Oh, that's adorable. Aww. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, my heart. Hide and seek. Oh no, what's wrong? My chest actually hurts. I was, like, working out my chest a lot yesterday. Oh! Movement. Finish Hanako's Act 1. My chest actually hurts because I was working out my chest a lot yesterday, so my muscles there are sore. Ow. Oh. And that, my friends, is where I think that is a good place to leave it off. I've been streaming for like an hour. That's a respectable amount of time. That's a respectable stream. A bit short, but respectable. Oh, we got the first Amy. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, do these, like, appear in the order you get them in? I assume so. Man, that's crazy. Okay. Okay. Ugh. I know that there's a bad route you can get in Act 1. Oh. There's a bad ending you can get in Act 1. It's so random. I love it. It's hilarious. So random. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna watch both of these again. I'm gonna try to remember. What was the Amy one like again? I forget. I'm gonna have to watch this. Whatever. Okay, Katawa Shoujo going very well. I'm enjoying this a lot. I know I'm gonna be streaming Crusader Kings 3 with my friends on Saturday, I think. So yeah. Saturday. So yes, god, I gotta make a thumbnail. Oh, god damn it, I hate thumbnail making. That's not true. It's worth it when the process is painful, but it can also be fun at times, and it's worth it when it comes out. Whatever. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming Needy Streamer Overdose this week. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll have to see. Anyways, if you enjoyed this stream, please leave a like, a subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already, and make sure to smash that bell so you can get more updates on my videos. The sky is up, and you guys are awesome.